Okay, so here's me. Here's our tree with shield. We're calling it a shield. It's the best I have for now. So probably someone's told you this before. Your sword, the best killings are going to go parallel with the edges of the shield. So parallel with the top, parallel with the top. This corner is there on a heater shield. You would like to go parallel with the corner. Maybe, can you see that angle? Get out of the way. Parallel with the corner. That's really huge. When they have the nice curved heater, going at that angle of the nice curve, like just straight along it, that's when you're going to get your killing shots. There's, in theory, and what works is there's actually a flat at the bottom tip of a heater. Obviously with this square there's a huge flat, but you can go parallel with that bottom tip and it can work. Anyway, let me show you some of what I was just doing. So here's the offside head wrap. Notice again, I'm ducking down behind my shield. I'm getting down behind his shield so he can't see me anymore, or she, but technically a lot of times the men are bigger, so I'm gonna go with he, as in I'm trying to fight a taller, possibly larger shouldered opponent. So I'm saying he, I mean anyone taller than me. There, you can see I'm leaning. That's part of the power that's going in the shot, is that lean. Bang, bang. Now, the fun part is I pop up to come across this edge of the shield, because I'm, in theory, the shield is moving down to try to cover this leg shot I just did. So depending on where my weight is, depending on where his sword goes, maybe I want to just go here. Hopefully you could see that. It was from this wrap. I pulled my hip, I pulled my sword, I lifted my sword, you can maybe see it here. I came straight in with, again, with a turn of the hip. I'm not doing this with my arm. My arm is not strong enough for that. So, bang, bang, bang. Now, I just threw 2 shots on this side of my opponent. They should be worried about this side. They're probably trying to defend this side. If this didn't do it, I want to go over here. That was probably kind of fast, and maybe I went out of picture. So, the whole combo again. Offside, leg, head, and you can see I'm getting power from pushing up on my right leg, coming in a curve around the shield, not a huge curve, but just right behind the shield. I'm hiding my sword behind the shield so the eyes can't see it and therefore don't know where it's going. Bam, and then I can pivot here. And I'm really just leaving my sword hand there. I'm twisting my wrist to get an angle I like, again, off this corner. So there. The power comes from the twist of my body. And at this moment, I'm really quite safe. My sword is between me and his sword arm. My shield is between me and his sword arm. I'm not worried, even though basically my back is to my opponent. And again, if by this point my opponent isn't dead, it's probably time for me to get out. Not hang around in here trying to find another opening, make another opening. I don't like hanging out in A range. I'm not big enough for that. They get frustrated, they punch their shield at my shield, and I go flying. So yeah, so there, out. And a lot of times, I guess I went off screen, sorry. A lot of times as I go out, we'll pretend that this is the angle, there, out. A lot of times as I go out, I want my tip to follow any edge of the sword, whether it's the surface, whether it's this edge, whether it's that edge. I want it to come from whatever position I was in to their face. This shows my rapier background. It's like, and you can eat this tip if you're coming after me. Now, my arm is in danger, I need to be paying attention to that with my shield between their sword and my most vulnerable part, which in this case I feel is my arm. If they have enough reach and can hit my head, maybe I'll do something to get my shield if I see that that's where their shot is coming. If they hit my arm, arms hurt when they get hit, and I don't like it. So I try to defend my arm, especially when it's the closest and probably the most vulnerable thing that they're seeing. They're like, hey, there's the target, kablam. So I think this angle might be working better than the other one, so I'm gonna keep going on this angle. Another thing I love to do, especially with this tip out, I use it to close range, perhaps with a person with longer reach than me. So, you know, we're out here, we're ready, we're going, we're moving. I decide it's time to come in. Here. If they don't defend it, I just stabbed them in the face. That works for me. If they do defend it with their sword is, if they do defend it with their sword is now offline, their head is wide open. And maybe like you could see, I'm gonna go with this momentum they gave me and bring it in. Obviously I'm gonna add some with body twisting to add power. If for some reason I don't get power on it, doesn't really matter to me, because then again, well, there's where I would get power. But if I didn't, maybe I didn't take the step because I wasn't quite ready for whatever was going on. This is something I like, and this is what I feel I'm most in body position to do right now. I'm gonna drop the tip, I'm gonna step, I'm gonna turn like that. So again, you can see I'm closing distance, I'm bending my knees, I'm getting down where I'm behind their shield. Ah, shoot. Looks like I'm running low on battery. Stop.